Hello and welcome back to another video. Here we're going to be looking at completing the square of Monic Quadratics. So we're going to walk through this step by step so you can feel confident for this topic. So grab a pen, pause the video whenever you need to, and let's get started. So the objective here is to rewrite a quadratic expression in completed the square form. So before we get started, let's talk about what we mean by perfect squares. So a perfect square is when a quadratic expression factorizes to something that is quite literally a perfect square. So if we attempt to factorize this, we need to think of two numbers that multiply to make 25 and add to make 10. So two numbers that multiply to 25 and add to 10, it's going to be 5 and 5. So we could rewrite this as x plus 5 times x plus 5. Now, because it's x plus 5 times itself, we could write this as x plus 5 all squared, okay? Because squaring means to times something by itself. So here we have x squared plus 10x plus 27. Now, because I know that this expression is 2 more than x squared plus 10x plus 25, I could write this as x squared plus 10x plus 25, but then plus an additional 2. So what I can do is I can write this as I did above. So I could write it as x plus 5 squared and then plus an additional 2. So this is called completing the square. The objective is to find the closest possible perfect square that an expression belongs to and then complete it by adding or subtracting the difference. So here we have x squared plus 6x plus 9. So if I factorize this, I need to think of two numbers that multiply to make 9 and add to make 6. So in this case, we have 3 and 3. So it's going to be x plus 3 times x plus 3. So because we're timesing x plus 3 by itself, it's going to be x plus 3 all squared. So if we have x squared plus 6x plus 8, what I could do is I could write this as x squared plus 6x plus 9, because that's what we have above. But because 8 is 1 less than 9, we have to make sure to minus 1. So x squared plus 6x plus 9, that is the same as x plus 3 squared. So this time it's going to be x plus 3 squared minus 1, and we've completed the square. So this one here, if I factorize this, we think of two numbers that multiply to make 4 and add to make 4. So we're going to have 2 and 2. So factorizing this, we have x plus 2 all squared. So if we have x squared plus 4x minus 5, well, this is the same as x squared plus 4x plus 4, but to get from 4 to minus 5, we need to subtract 9, okay? So this one is going to be x plus 2 squared and then minus 9. So completing the square means to rewrite a quadratic expression as x plus 3 squared plus q. So here's an example where we have to start from scratch. So we need to write this expression in completed the square form. So we don't have the nearest possible square expression that it belongs to, so we have to sort of work it out ourselves. So there is a bit of a method to this. So what we can do to work out the nearest possible perfect square that it belongs to is we halve the number in the middle. So in this case, we're going to have x plus 3 squared, and that's the closest possible perfect square. That will always work if we halve this number in the middle, so the coefficient of x. But we need to get rid of whatever this number square is, because what x plus 3 squared is it's going to be x plus 3 times x plus 3. So that's x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9. So that simplifies down to x squared plus 6x plus 9. So we don't want the plus 9, we want plus 5. So we need to minus this number squared. So we need to minus 9, and then we need to add 5. And we end up with x plus 3 squared minus 4. And that is the expression in completed the square form. So this example here, we need to rewrite this in completed the square form. So again, the nearest possible perfect square that it belongs to is going to be half of the coefficient of x. So this one, it's going to be x plus 5 squared, but we need to get rid of that 5 squared and make it a minus 3. So it's going to be x plus 5 squared minus 25 minus 3, which is x plus 5 squared minus 28. This one here, we're going to half the number in the middle, so this time it's an odd number, so we're going to get a decimal. So it's going to be x plus 1.5 squared minus 1.5 squared minus 5. So x plus 1.5 squared minus 2.25, which is 1.5 squared, and then minus 5. So it's going to be x plus 1.5 squared minus 7.25. And that is the answer in completed the square form. This one here, we have x squared plus x minus 10. Now the coefficient of x by itself is 1, so we need to half 1, so this time it's going to be x plus 0.5 squared, but then we need to minus the 0.5 squared, and then we need to minus 10. So it's going to be x plus 0.5 squared minus 0.25 minus 10. So that's going to be x plus 0.5 squared minus 10.25. So that is the answer in completed the square form. So this one, we have x squared minus x plus 3. So that minus x by itself is minus 1x. So it's going to be x minus 0.5 squared, because half of minus 1 is minus 0.5. Then we need to minus 0.5 squared and then add on 3. So this one's going to be x minus 0.5 squared minus 0.25 plus 3. So it's going to be x minus 0.5 squared plus 2.75. This one here, we just have x squared plus 6x. So this is kind of like having x squared plus 6x plus 0. So that might help so that we can kind of see it more in a quadratic form like we've seen the other examples. So the same thing as before, we're going to half this number in the middle. So it's going to be x plus 3 squared. And then we're going to minus that number squared, so minus 3 squared, and then we plus 0. So it's just going to be x plus 3 squared minus 9. Here's an exam style question. So this time it says, write the following expression in the form x minus a squared plus b. So they've just worded this slightly differently. All they want you to do is write this expression in completed the square form, because that is, this thing here is what completed the square form is. So again, we're going to half the number in the middle, so minus 14 divided by 2, that's minus 7. So the closest possible perfect square that it belongs to is x minus 7. So we need to square it, and then we minus 7 squared, and then we add 30. So this is going to be x minus 7 squared minus 49 plus 30. So that's going to be x minus 7 squared minus 19. So here's some quick fire practice questions on this topic. So pause the video, have a go at these, and I'll reveal the answers in a short moment. Okay, so well done if you had a go at those. Here are the answers, so mark your work. Well done if you managed to get them all correct. If you didn't, maybe go back to the video and pause and go through some of the examples a couple more times and come back to them. But yeah, that's everything for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in another video. Bye!